Sønderborg has been bombarded. Dybbøl Mill shot to pieces. The fortifications on Dybbøl Bank, the Danish soldiers' defence against the Prussian superior force, are reduced to holes in the ground and piles of rubble. This morning, the Danish soldiers in and around the fortifications have been ducking their heads for nearly 8,000 grenades raining down on them. A few hundred meters from the Danish fortifications, nearly 11,000 Prussian soldiers are waiting with guns, bayonets and sabres. Prussian grenades were raining down on Dybbøl fortifications for more than a month, shooting them to pieces. Only a few of the Danish cannons were able to fire back. The Prussian siege artillery was simply too far away. To the soldiers in the fortifications, every day was a fight for survival. The war in 1864 took place in the middle of a fiery development of military technology. One of the reasons for the Prussians' victory was the fact that they had procured the new rifled breech-loading cannons. The advantages of these new cannons were huge. First and foremost, the loading process was much faster and simpler, but they were also more accurate, and finally, they could shoot longer than the best of the Danish cannons. Already in the late 1500s, muzzle-loaded cannons were being cast in bronze or cast iron. The cannon was constructed as a tube, sealed at the back and loaded at the front, first with gunpowder, cannonball, and then finally the fuse could be lighted. In the second half of the 1800s, an immense technological development took place. Cannons were rifled, just as smoothbore muskets had been rifled previously. This means that the barrel was given a long line of grooves that made the projectile spin around its own axis, just as we know it from a spinning top. This meant much longer range and greater accuracy, exactly what the Danish soldiers experienced on Dybbøl in 1864. When the Prussians finally launched the assault on the Danes at Dybbøl on 18th of April 1864, their siege artillery had already done most of the work, and there was hardly anything left of the Danish fortifications. Most of the fortifications were conquered within 15 minutes of fighting.